Hello, I created this little video for all the classes I'm teaching at Youngstown State this semester because I am a new faculty member and this is my first semester teaching at Youngstown. So, hello, my name is Professor Amy Copeland. You can call me Amy. I remember when I went to college right after high school, I was super excited that my instructors and faculty members had me call them by their first name. I felt like it was a great step into adulthood. So I would like you to feel comfortable calling me Amy as well. I wanted to tell you a little bit about me since we won't be meeting in person. This is something that I would have done if we had been in class together. And I just think it's we're going to still do introductions on Blackboard, but I would give this presentation anyway. So I thought I would record this since it is my first semester. My education, I went to the University of Cincinnati for my graphic design degree and graduated in 1994. Really had no idea what graphic design was at the time. My mom was the one that kind of said, you should do this graphic design thing. I always was illustrating or creating or making stuff in high school and even as a younger child, so I thought that it would be something that was interesting, creative, and really fell in love for the moment I started. I got my Master's of Fine Art in Visual Communication Design from Kent State University in 2012, and then in 2017 I got my Master's of Science in User Experience Design from Kent State University. As far as work experience goes, right after I graduated with my bachelor degree, I started working at a small design studio called Galvin Kemper in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't believe that they're still around, but I did a co op there. So when I was finished with that co op, they hired me full time. It was me as the art director. There's a creative director, a creative writer slash president slash account executive, an office manager, and a marketing person. So really, as a small studio, threw me into the design world, designing logos. I did a lot of art direction. I did a lot of photo shoots. I did a lot of press checks. And then I just decided that I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I took a job working at a publication design company. They did a bunch of different magazines, art magazines, hobbyist magazines, some trade magazines, but the one that I worked on was called How Magazine. You may have heard of it. It doesn't exist anymore. I think they might have a website, but it was a magazine for graphic designers. It was a great experience. I got to work with a lot of illustrators, a lot of photographers, and just was really nice to work on a design publication that was the audience was myself. From there, I moved to Akron, Ohio, and I worked in an advertising agency for a few years. The reason I think this is good to tell you is because graphic design is not one of those professions where you land a job and then you work there for 45 years or 40 years or 30 years. There's so much you can do with a foundation in design: web design, print design, mobile design, user experience design, wayfinding. There's motion. There's so many things you can do with it. And I think it's really important for everybody to get as much experience in that as you can. So that's why I sort of have called this, try all of the things. When I worked at the advertising agency in Akron, I also started to teach part time. So I taught part time at the University of Akron, Cleveland State University, and then when I decided to go back and get my master's degree, I taught some classes at Kent State. I did teach one class at Youngstown State in 2021. I believe it was advanced typography. And then after I got my MFA in 2012, I did start full time at Lakeland Community College. So I taught there for 11 years as chair of the graphic design and photography department. And that's where I was before I took the full time position at Youngstown State. And, I mentioned all those other things you could do with graphic design, but teaching and education is another thing, and really it's so important. And this is sort of what I learned through my career, is just how important finding the thing that you love is. And the thing that I loved was teaching. So this is my first semester as a full-time professor at Youngstown State. I'm very excited. I've met, most of the faculty members and staff members in the art department, and everybody's great. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all as well. We will do introductions on the discussion forum, but I also wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about myself. Again, this is what I would have done had we been in class. So I am married to a working artist. I have twin boys who are out of college now, then working. I have 2 very old stinky dogs, 1 crazy inside cat, 2 outside cats who one came with the house and one showed up about 3 months ago and decided that he was going to live here. And then we do have 5 chickens, so sort of a small-ish scale farm, but we love it here. And then as far as learning and making and creating and being a graphic designer, we do, as this is an online class, we will be sitting in front of the computer quite a bit, which I do love the computer. I love the tools, but I also love working with my hands, and I think it's important to have hobbies or things that you do outside where you do keep those hands working. So I sew, I knit, I weave. I love screen printing, letterpress, rhizo printing, and then I do a lot of film photography with my husband. I came from analog. I didn't really start messing with the computer in the field until probably my junior year of college. So I do appreciate those hand skills and try to do those as much as possible. So hopefully we can talk about all of your hobbies and stuff too. So please make sure to introduce yourself. I'll meet you on Blackboard, but I will have office hours in person, so I will be on campus. So come find me in my office. I'm in room 4089. Look through the course site. I'll have another welcome announcement as well, but always feel free to email me if you have any questions. I am definitely excited to work with all of you this semester, so I look forward to getting started on Monday.